I'd like to invite Darryl D'Souza to deliver his talk on acupressure for self-diagnosis and healing. And of course, Darryl doesn't need any introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. We all know Darryl D'Souza's story of recovering from 14 years of sickness and suffering within 1 year of using integrated natural therapies. And this has inspired thousands of people across the globe to lead healthier lives. His book, Become Healthy or Extinct, finds readership in close to 200 countries now. Darryl has devised several disease reversal programs that he does through workshops all over India. He has launched many platforms for doctors, healers, therapists to all come together and work together. And he has also curated and convened 4 mind, body, and spirit healing conferences. Darryl is also an organic farmer, an environmentalist, a TEDx speaker, an ambassador for VeganNation, founder of Earth Keepers Connect, co-founder of Manipadma Foundation, and latest hat to all the many different hats he wears is he's also the convener of why we are all here today, the New Earth Summit. And he's also a speaker at the World Parliaments on Spirituality. So let's all welcome Darryl on stage with a big applause.
Thank you, Sunita. Thank you, everyone, for the welcome. So, I'm very passionate about acupressure because it's one of the main things that saved my life in 2004 when I had suffered for over 14 years of sickness, and I was very critical and almost at the verge of dying. And in that condition, acupressure showed a reversal and a healing within 3 to 4 days, which over 14 years, I must have been to about 25 allopathic doctors, I must have been to about a dozen Ayurvedic practitioners, and I always reached after every stream of medicine in 2-3 years, I would always reach the top guys in the country. And then I was also traveling, so I was treated in Dubai by doctors from the UK, from Iran, from USA, Pakistan, India. And after allopathy and Ayurveda, then even homeopathy. And further on then, when none of the physical systems seemed to really do much good for me, and my digestive disorders, skin allergies, I had such a bad destroyed digestive tract that at 26 years I was suffering from first degree piles, 28 years second degree piles, and 32 years old from third degree piles, and I had to be operated. So when the physical systems didn't work, then I went to energy medicine and healers and healing. I got initiated in Reiki, which is the hands-on healing system. I practiced that for some time, and none of these could really cure my most intense thing, which was the skin allergies, which wouldn't even allow me to wear clothes. And I was at a point where I had to give up work and sit at home, just in Bermuda shorts. And I couldn't even sit on a normal chair because that would irritate me, and I would be scratching the underside of my thighs after about 10 minutes. So in that condition, I met Mr. Ashwin Dalal, who was my teacher for the first time I learned acupressure in Mumbai in November of 2004. And when I went to him with these multiple complications, he said, let me check for myself what all your diagnoses are showing and all the reports that you're showing and these 2-3 big files on health that you have got. He says, I really don't need to see all of them. Just you need to tell me what are your symptoms and what you're experiencing, and then you show me your hands. And from your hands, I will tell you what I read of you. And it may be different from all your reports. Because he said, I know what I do through this diagnosis is much better in many instances than even CT scan, MRI, sonography, and all of that. So I was pretty, shocked that how can a person, and he was a retired textile engineer. He had not even done a degree in naturopathy. He had no medical experience. And he said, let me try. And so he was pressing some points on my hands for about 15-20 minutes. And he said, your case is very, unique. Your heart is weak, your liver is weak, your kidney is weak, your digestive system is totally bad, your kidneys are also so bad. And so he says something is happening in your body that's making all your organs sick and toxic. So I said, yes, finally after medical doctors give up on me, research scientist in Nair Hospital in Bombay, he was working on my blood, and he said there are some chemicals that are in my blood which should not be there. And I said finally it came out that these toxins that are there in the blood, neither the kidney can throw them out in urine, neither they will go out from your stools, nor they will go out from your lungs in the carbon dioxide. So they're circulating in your blood system, and whenever you sweat, it'll come out through the sweat on the skin, and this is all your skin allergies. So that gave me some insight, because for so many years, they were doing biopsy of the skin and all of that, and they couldn't find anything on my skin. Just to mention, with a connection to what Dr. Shikha Agarwal detailed earlier, even conditions like eczema and psoriasis, if anybody has had that and they've done biopsies, they find nothing over here. But it comes from wrong strains of bacteria in your digestive tract, who produce a different range of, toxins. Every organism that eats something will excrete something. So they excrete certain liquids which go into the bloodstream, so they're not supposed to be in the human body. So human body, even if it's gone through millions of years of evolution, it's not designed to neutralize or process or excrete certain things, and they circulate. So even eczema and psoriasis is actually a gut imbalance problem, gut microflora imbalance problem. So then I said to this gentleman that yes, probably because of the toxicity of my blood, that toxic blood is going to all my organs. And what you can see, or what you're telling me, is the weakness caused from all of that toxicity. So he went on further to say that it doesn't matter. We don't need to know the names of the illnesses or what it is finally. If you just do what I'm teaching you, for 15 minutes or half an hour, twice a day, all these things will just disappear. And he was a retired gentleman. By that time, he was 65. And he was following a system called Health in Your Hands by Dr. Devendra Vora, who there was a volume 1, volume 2. He worked directly under Dr. Devendra Vora and was trained for some years. So I first found it difficult to believe, when he said that you press these points that I have detected on your hands and you'll start healing. I couldn't believe him, but just to give him respect, because he was calm, of composition, spectacles, half bald and all, I said, almost in a soft spite, okay, tell me what I have to do, I'll do. And I said, let me listen to this guy and then go home and figure out what else to do. Because I don't think pressing points on your hand is going to do what all the medicine systems of the world can't do. So, sat down, he explained for half an hour, and then it went to 1 hour. And this small chart was made, a very basic thing. Started doing this thing at home twice, once before breakfast, once before dinner. I was pressing the acupressure points. And that time I was on a severe allergy suppressant, skin allergy suppressant tablet called Atarax. Atarax used to knock me out. That's why I couldn't work, because when I had it with breakfast, from 9 to 11 in the office I would be sleeping. with technicians and team leaders working in India with their teams in India and overseas, coordinating with me. So I could not work from 9 to 11. I would be dosing. The second dose I had to have in the afternoon at lunchtime, and I would be dosing from 2 to 4. And that's why I had to kind of leave work and sit at home. So as I started doing this acupressure, within 3 days, I remember within 3 or 4 days, I did not feel so itchy in the afternoon, and I did not take that tablet. And I was thinking, did I take it? Did I not take it? I cannot be that I've taken it just 10-15 minutes back and forgotten about it. So then another 1-2 days went, and after 2 days, I was not feeling so itchy at night, so I skipped the morning medication and I skipped the night medication, and this is within a span of 5-6 days. And so as the days progressed, that medication became once in 2 days, once in 3 days, twice a week, once in 15 days, and that was from November 2004 to April of 2005. And after that time, I have not had any skin allergies, no medicines of that sort. It's gone forever. So my digestive system also started getting better. And I was so impressed that I told him that, of course, I was shocked within the first 10 days, because after about 15 days of this working, I went back to my office and I asked them for my job back. And I was doing this before going to office in the morning for breakfast, when, because you should not be doing acupressure when you're eating or after food. You should do it on an empty stomach. So just when reading Times of India and Economic Times, I would finish doing acupressure. Keep the points you by heart in 2-3 days. And then when coming home in the evening, listening to TV or talking to some people, I would do the acupressure. So the beautiful thing about acupressure is you do not need to build in extra time in your day for that healing to happen. Right? If you choose meditation, you can only meditate. And if you do yoga, you can only do yoga. Right? And if you're jogging, then you can only be jogging. And nowadays people are chatting on the phone also. So I said, that's a good thing. We don't need any extra time for it. Thumbs up. Then I was so impressed that this happened. I went back to him and I said, you got to teach me this, okay? And I'm going to treat other people with it also. So for over 3 months, I used to go to his place very regularly, 3 hours classes. And after I was trained and all, now he said, after he finished volume 1 and volume 2 of that book with me, every page, every word, have you understood this, that? And then he said, so I said, I was so eager. I said, can I treat somebody at home? My housemate has got this problem, this one has got that problem. So then he said, first 3-4 people who you treat, you will bring them to my house. I will keep quiet, I will sit there, you will treat them. And I will see how good you are and what mistakes you have made. And I passed the test for those 3-4 people. Then he said, okay, from my side, there's no certificate and all, but from my side, you can treat people. Treat both of these as your guidebooks, and whenever you have serious cases, you can call me or bring them to me. So that's when in 2005, with my main corporate job going full swing, I used to treat people on sometimes half days, Saturday or Sunday. I used to treat at least 1-2 people. So this is why I'm so happy with the system, and I just want to share a couple of aspects with you. So one beautiful thing that I wanted to show is for my book, Become Healthy or Extinct, in the acupressure chart, in the acupressure chapter, there's a chart on diagnosing, different organs of the body. And there are 2 columns, left and right, and then each organ or body part is listed over there. So that list consists about, eyes, ears, nose, throat, brain, then, for example, something like solar plexus or kidneys or lungs. And it's got about 43 different organs or areas in the body, hands, legs. Now, it turns out that We know that illness happens within the physicality of this body, right? So today I'll just explain how this diagnosis works, and I'll give you a little example and a method by which you can do it yourself, okay? So a little bit of an acupressure class. Yes, so this is the chart that I was talking about. This is from my book. Besides acupressure, it's got some other indicators also, and it goes down to 43. So you can see left hand and right hand. And on the right side, I do very detailed diagnosis. In fact, nowadays, I'm not able to have enough time for personal consultations because when I work on a patient, the first consultation takes about 3 hours, because I go into the history of all the illnesses, what medications they're having now, and what are the things that had in the past. So past history of illnesses, current things, and so that takes quite some amount of time. But checking all these different organs on their body, which I will just give you a short demo of, it takes just about half an hour. Okay, now in my book, at one of the earlier chapters, I have this question that even though there are 1 million medicines in the world, over 1 million medicines, why do we still have 1 million illnesses around? Right? Cure means not taking pills every day of your life. Every day of your life, if you're taking pills, you're on life support system. If you take out the life support system, you're a goner. So now for all these different kinds of illnesses, 1 million illnesses, isn't it a fact that they're happening within this frame of the body and within the list of these 43 organs? So when I go to teach, like how I was taught, a normal average human being was taught how to cure illnesses that all the systems, most of the systems in the world could not cure. So what is the first necessary part? Is giving this person some system to work on. So I say that you should not go experimenting and trying to cure yourself in various ways with hit and miss unless you know what the problem is in the first place. So you treat because you have diagnosed. Otherwise, you're just shooting in the dark and hoping and praying and experimenting, and so many experiments in the world with people have gone wrong. Very wrong to the extent that they've died. Okay, or they've helped somebody else end their lives very quickly. So now, if a normal person has to be given some tools, right? Is the normal person capable of understanding all the million illnesses in the world? Forget a normal person. Even the most qualified doctor on this planet does not he does not diagnose and treat all of those organs, and he certainly doesn't even know the names of all the illnesses in the world. So we cannot expect that. When the greatest doctor in the world cannot do that, we cannot expect the average person to do it. But the average person can do this. And if you have any illness in your body, it will show here. So from a very complicated science of so many illnesses, it just comes down to checking out whether all these organs of yours are healthy or not. And if they are healthy, you won't have any illness to speak of. And if you have any illness, it will show up in some of these points. So now I come to that practical part of showing you how to check, okay, these points. But first I'll just explain the mechanism of how it works. And in this one-day acupressure workshop which I do, which I teach people in one day, and I'm doing it on 16th of November at my place, the Rejuvenation Center in Kandolim. So people go home with this kind of this is an example of a chart where there are these 3, 4, 5 steps to doing this acupressure. And some of the points in between, they have to treat those points where they have weaknesses. Now, how do you make out which organs in your body are weak? And then with this treatment chart, they go home and they work on it till the organ heals. Now I'll explain how that organ heals and what is the indicator. So acupressure works through nerves and through biocurrent that is flowing in the body. Nerves from the head going down to your feet, all over the body. They are continuous in lines and they're called meridians. And what is running through them is bioelectric current or prana that's generated in the ventricles of the brain. So it's a continuous flow like water is flowing. It flows faster in certain places when you're more active. Like I'm talking right now and I'm moving my hands, so a lot of biocurrent is in my throat and in my hands. Okay, much lesser in my feet, for example. But when I walk, it will be higher in my feet. And each of these meridians, main organs have got meridians. So we have in acupressure something that's called the liver meridian, then the lung meridian, heart meridian, kidney meridian. It's, for example, now the liver meridian is starting someplace in the body and it's a continuous loop, but it at least goes through your liver and then after your liver, it goes further down. So if you want to understand it, in your mind, analogy is like a river, the Ganges, the Ganga river is flowing and she flows all the way down, but she's got some tributaries, right? And so in a similar way, the liver meridian is flowing down to your body and it's continuing to your feet, it's going on your hands, it's coming on your head, it's coming on your ears. Now if one of the tributaries of the Ganga water is flowing and in half a second you suddenly put a dam, what happens? The water hits and then it sends a vibration back to the source. So in the similar way, as biocurrent is flowing over here, if I press a point of my liver meridian either on my hand or my foot or my ear, it will send a pulse of biocurrent that will go and flow through this organ and it will send energy to the liver. How do you do that is very simple, just with a pointed but blunt object. Now you can even use your thumb or your index finger. So if you want to check the condition of your liver, I will show you where the liver and lungs area is, but we'll do a trial of another point, reference point, okay? So this is the intestine area and digestive system, okay, lower digestive. So suppose you're holding your hand like this. Yeah, please keep your hands free and try it out. Acupressure is always done by a perpendicular to the surface, a pointed object, okay, like this. So now to get some kind of strength to pour, you can hold it reference behind you and make your thumb a 90 degrees pointed thing, okay. So you press it till you're pressing through the flesh and feeling some firmness of your bone. And it's like a pulse, 1, 2, 3. You're just kind of digging in and checking it out. Okay, so pressing through the flesh till you're reaching your bone here. Now, how many people got some pain that was discomforting? Did anybody get? You got a little bit. A little bit, medium, or lots? Medium. Okay. So most of the other people have not got, right? So just 2-3 people. Now you can also do it in another way, which is your index finger. Index finger will go deeper because it's pointed. Okay. So if your index finger, you can hold it like this. Support here and press something like this. Okay. Right? You're supporting behind and you're pressing like that. Okay, so are you getting any pain? Nothing much. Now the same action you do on this part, which is the fleshy part. The fleshy part is little fleshy, so you have to go deep. Okay, so you go deep, hold it perpendicular, press it deep inside till you're reaching little firmness of the bone. So do that, deep inside. Or just keeping your hand like this, make a hook of this index finger, support here, dig inside. Dig a little deep till you're reaching your bone. Are you reaching a little bit of firmness of the bone? Yeah, in the middle here, right in the center, okay? Now, how many people are getting some pain? Yeah, instead of 2, 3 people, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, about 20 people are getting pain. What does it mean? It just says that there is weakness in the liver. Okay, so liver is mostly on the right hand side. Okay, there's a small lobe on the left. If you see the medical diagram, you'll see it, but there's hardly anything on the left side. So if you did it on your right hand, that's a proper, diagnosis for liver. Now, why is this paining in this point, and why is it not paining in this other point? So, as the biocurrent flows, okay, through the body, when you press this point, because it's connected, let's say by this pressing, you're stimulating like 5 units of biocurrent to come through this meridian and flow through the liver. If you're pressing a little deeper, then 10 units of biocurrent are coming and flowing through your liver. Now, if your liver were 100% healthy, okay, that means there are no toxins in it, there's no virus and bacteria in it, there's no inorganic substances stuck in your cells from cells of your liver. These substances stuck from packaged food products, too much of fried food, oil molecules and all of that stuck. If you don't have any of that, then the biocurrent will flow through the cells because they are healthy. Okay? But if there is some weakness in your liver, let's say there's 50% weakness, it's literally like that. A 50% weak liver will allow only 50% of the biocurrent to flow through because it's so congested and the cells are sick. Only healthy cells will conduct biocurrent fast. So, what happens to that? So, out of 10 units of biocurrent, 5 units pass through, and then 5 units they come back to the hand. And this is electricity. And this electricity is much more efficient than our crude electricity. So, as this biocurrent comes back, there's a short circuit because there's resistance, it's short circuiting back, and the same current is coming into the cells where you had discharged that thing. It's as good as, suppose we had put off this chandelier light, okay, the switch, and in the middle of the night, some animal or something disturbed it and that filament fused over there, okay? Then when you go in the morning and you put on the switch, as soon as you touch it, zap, it goes off, okay? So that's how fast it is. So the amount of biocurrent that comes here and hits your cell, that causes a certain degree of pain. No pain, no current coming back means the current has all flowed. Healthy organ. If 50% sickness, then 5 units of biocurrent will come back and they will give you that pain. Little weakness, 1 unit of biocurrent will come and you'll say, yeah, I'm pressing it, but there's hardly any pain, negligible, it's discomforting. But when I do it to people with the right pressure, there are some people jumping and screaming and making faces. Whoa, ow, ow. Don't do that to me. And the next point I touch it with more force, it's fine, it's okay. I don't feel anything. Do some more. It's a nice massage. So now for this system for healing, now what do you have to do for healing? Okay? So for healing, you keep on pressing this point for about 2-3 minutes, okay, wherever it is paining, in this hand or that hand. All these diagrams and charts and all other, technical details, okay? So, yeah, these are technical details. But now healing, like I said, healing is going to happen if you just keep on pressing these points every day and biocurrent goes into that organ. It opens blockages in that organ. It allows more blood flow and prana to go in. What happens when more blood flow goes in? More nutrients go in. When more nutrients and biocurrents go in, what happens? The cell gets healthier. A cell gets healthier with more energy to throw out toxins to combat all the virus and bacteria that may be in the cellular area. So slowly this facilitates the elimination of toxins, the strengthening of the cell, and healing of organs also. So in persons with liver cirrhosis and all, if they are on medication and it's taking them about 3 to 4 months to become clear, with the help of acupressure, they get clear within 1/4 the time. So there's a lot of proof in many examples. There are 1,000 examples which you can get where you can see acupressure working within 4-5 days, okay, just like in my case. So you can refer my book. It's a free download on the internet. The brochure is there in your bag, and refer the chapter, read through it, get more detail. And if you really want to take it seriously and heal yourself, you can come for my workshop on 16. So I'll just breeze through this and see if I have covered everything, because which problems it can cure. Most, like I explained the mechanism to you, right? It will heal the cells. But if you're eating acidic food and you're drinking alcohol, you keep on, damaging your cells again. So it does a lot of healing at the cellular physical level. Some people will get healed in 3 to 4 days, 5 days. Longer illnesses take 15, 20 days. And even a blind man can do acupressure. Very simple. He's just sitting and pressing these points, and most of it is okay. And he finds one point that is paining. All he has to do is just keep on pressing there for 2 to 3 minutes every day, twice, thrice a day. And as it heals, the pain starts coming down, 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 till after about 10, 15 days, it disappears. By then you know that healing has happened. And then you will, of course, experience better digestion, removal of headache, no back problem. In fact, our chief guest of yesterday, he's not able to come because suddenly he got a broken back from a herniated L4, L5. And so we've had a replacement chief guest. And there are 5-6 people, one of our speakers also, 2 of our speakers who are not able to come because their close relatives got sick. Okay, so, these are from the speaker side, a couple of volunteers also. So when you go to do a program like this and everybody is ready to go, and 3-4 days before, you get this count, this happened to my mother, somebody cannot present because her mother's got cancer. Okay, and under radiation. 2 people are under radiation, and that's why they cannot come and present. I mean, their relatives, mother and this one. So very serious what's happening in the world. So I said acupressure can be done by anybody. You can do it for a child even who is 1 year, till somebody's last days. Very natural system. I'll skip through these slides because I don't have enough time to go through this as we are running late. This is about different endocrine glands in the body that are important for acupressure, because they balance all your hormonal secretions, and the secretions in turn manage your chakra balance and energy balance in the body. So this is what my book looks like. It's on a standee also. Maybe you've seen it outside. And there, acupressure chapter at the bottom, and treatments for illnesses. It's a comprehensive treatment, acupressure plus diet, plus herbs, plus some, other advice. And this is just a sample of what you will see in my book. So this is for acidity. Some acupressure points on the hands, some of the body, then some very old traditional remedies, something about your diet, alkaline water. Okay, so my book is on integrated natural systems of healing. Oh, sorry, I'm going in the reverse. Here, just at a glance, diabetes type 1, diabetes type 2, some part of the treatment is common, but variation for that organ. Okay, so this is the information. You're most welcome to come and learn this system. It's a very natural system because it uses the body's own intelligence. You're not putting anything from outside, okay? Something that's foreign to the human body and trying to manipulate the human body. We keep on, touching our hands, toes, and all of that all the time. It's just that you're doing it in a more focused way for, faster healing. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darryl. I request our chief guest, Mr. Elvis Gomes, to please present our memento to Darryl as a token of our appreciation. Thank you, Darryl, for encouraging us to take self-diagnosis and healing into our own hands, literally as well.